way out underneath the western sky. That is where you'll find me. We're spending a couple of days here in Wyoming, scrambling on cliffs, fishing for trout, and paddling an alpine lake. So join us for some peace, quiet, and big adventure in the mountains. This is Tiny Cabin Life. We're in the Bighorn Mountains in north central Wyoming, gearing up for a couple of days of adventure. The Bighorns are one of the most dramatic and diverse mountain ranges in the American West. They're home to hundreds of lakes, streams, and of course, dense forests. We're set up in the mix of all of this off a gravel road in the middle of the woods. And we're going to be spending the next couple of days living in and out of our micro cabin on wheels. Well, we are back in Wyoming, and I am so happy to be here. It's around this time of the summer where the hot, muggy, buggy weather in the Midwest really starts to get to me, and I need a little bit of a change of pace, and that's what coming out west is all about. Getting away from it all, getting up in the mountains, and finding some solitude, and so that's why we're here. We're gonna spend the next couple of days doing some fishing, paddling an alpine lake, and we're gonna hit the trail as well, hopefully getting up into the Cloud Peak wilderness to find some of that solitude that I look for, at least, when I come into the mountains. We're going to start things off by doing a little bit of trout fishing at a nearby stream here, something that I've grown to love over the last couple of years here. Well, we're getting after it. And as you can see, Olivia sent me along with a buddy on this trip. This is Mr. Quacker's. Well, it's actually Mr. Quacker's younger brother. There's another Quacker's brother back at home, but he's going to be coming along on all the adventures, and we're going to take some pictures with him around the mountains and share them with her. Wow, just absolutely beautiful. Man, oh man. This is West Tensleep Creek, one of the most important mountain streams in the Bighorns. It flows through this beautiful valley underneath the high peaks of the Cloud Peak Wilderness, and is home to not only a variety of trout species, but is also a haven for larger wildlife like moose, mule deer, and black bears. It was on this stream that I caught my very first trout about a year ago. And so I'm hoping to do the same again today. That's a little baby rainbow trout right there. Very beautiful. Heck yeah. On this cast, I was able to land my lure in this pool on the far side of the riverbank. Pools like this are a haven for these trout. They love to hang out in there. And it just so turned out that one was hungry. Big one. one's a brook trout. Not a big one like I thought it was, but bigger than the last one, that's for sure. What at first I thought was another bite turned out to be a pretty bad snag in the rocks. No! Oh my gosh, I snapped my pole in half. This is a telescopic hiking pole, so it's not one solid unit, and so it must have snapped at one of those connection points there. Thankfully, I think I can still use it, at least for the rest of this little camp out. I don't know, I mean, we'll find out. Ellie was not impressed. Got one! With the broken pole, baby. Another little brook trout. Oh, there he goes. I decided to give it a few more tries, but unfortunately, evening was starting to set in, and so we packed up and headed back towards the cabin. Ellie had some dinner when we got back to the cabin. But before I made any food for myself, I wanted to see if we could climb up part of the cliff that's right above the cabin here. Well, there's what I think is the peak. We'll see if we can get up there. Ellie might have a tough time. So unfortunately, this route is just a little too challenging for Ellie, so I'm gonna take her back and then I'll make my way up there by myself. It's too bad. I was hoping she'd be able to join. I'll be right back, girl. As you can see, this is a pretty large mountain hovering above the cabin here. And the cliff face that I've been scrambling on is really just the beginning. Oh man, did I need this. Just to sit and take in the beauty of these mountains. I'm always searching for like the perfect trail and destination, but sometimes you just gotta create your own. love how you have the sun illuminating the cliff behind us and then casting a silhouette of the mountains far off in the distance. But I think the most mesmerizing part of this view is the forest, how it's just sprawling off in every single direction. It's unbelievable. Now that I'm back at the cabin, we're having a little fire and I'm about to cook some dinner. I like to use this propane fire bowl when I'm out in places that have a higher risk of fire danger. It doesn't create any sparks and is much easier to control. And that peace of mind is worth a lot. Dear God, thank you for getting us up here safely and for a great first day here in the mountains. Bless this food. Amen. Well, guys, we've got an absolute classic here. Just got a nice burrito with ground beef, some guacamole, pico de gallo, and cheese. Oh, it's going to be good. Just incredible, as usual.
Well, good morning. I was going to get up before sunrise to go off on this hike, and then I decided, no. I'm going to sleep till I wake up, which, you know, it's 6:30, so not like I slept in.
All right, we're going to take a quick pause here so I can tell you about my favorite snack of all time, Chomps. These things have been a lifesaver for my family and me, whether we're at home, on the go, or out here on the trail as well. Chomps are just the perfect meat stick with bold flavors and 0 grams of sugar. You wouldn't believe how many things have sugar that we eat, but Chomps doesn't have any. It's also a great source of high quality protein with 10 grams of protein per stick. It's grass-fed and all their animals are not treated with antibiotics or hormones, so you know that it's good stuff. It's also good to know that they're certified gluten-free and allergy-friendly. Like I said before, we eat these things everywhere. It's a great way to give Olivia a little snack at home. It's also a great way for me to get a little snack out on the road, which, as you guys know, happens every single week. But then, of course, my favorite place to enjoy one is out on the trail. There's nothing quite like eating some good food when you're staring staring out at a beautiful view. They have so many great flavors. I mean, you can't go wrong with original beef. I also do love jalapeno beef because I like a little bit of spice. But make sure you don't miss out on their brand new flavor, Smoky Barbecue, which is supposed to be incredible. So if you've never heard of Chomps or just want to learn more, make sure you follow the link in the description of this video. Or if you're already a Chomps fan, I'd love to hear your favorite place to snack. And what's your favorite flavor? Are you an original fan, or maybe you like jalapeno more like me? Let me know below. And with that, let's get back to the adventure. I've got a nice little egg sandwich type thing here. It's on a pretzel bun with some guacamole, some pepper jack cheese, and a little bit of pico de gallo to top it off. One thing that I'm learning on this trip is that my cooking setup here really needs a lot of work. I need a table. Right now I've just got stuff set on rocks on the ground, which is not great. And then my stove last night did not work how I wanted it to. It just kind of concentrates the heat all in one area, so it's really hard to cook things well. And then cooking over the fire here, you have no control over the heat. So I definitely need some new stuff, but hey, it's all a learning lesson as we continue to use this new cabin. It felt really nice to have a slow morning for once out here. But eventually, it was time to get going for the day so we could get out on a hike. Excited to do this hike. We're going to be heading up to East Tensleep Lake, which is an alpine lake here in the Bighorns. I wanted to go to a lake that is like way up in the mountains in the Cloud Peak Wilderness, but I just don't think Ellie has it in her to do it. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to settle for something else, but this spot is supposed to be absolutely gorgeous as well. All right, we're on the trail up to the lake, and we're kind of taking a little bit of a secret route to get up there. In fact, it's an ATV route that makes its way through the woods. And the reason I'm taking it is because it's a lot shorter than the main trail, and I gotta take all the help I can get for Ellie. Now, even though this route is technically shorter than the others, it's still a 6-mile round trip with 1,000 feet of elevation gain. And so we definitely still have our work cut out for us. Sounds like we got ourselves a creek up here. I'm sure Ellie's gonna love that. Oh, wow, what a beauty. This is Lake Creek, a small stream that exits East Tensleep Lake and makes its way down the mountainside. Its cold, clear waters are definitely habitat for trout, and would certainly attract the larger mammals in the forest as well. I just love mountain streams like this. They just fill me up in so many ways. Just watching the crystal clear water moving by and taking in the smells of the wildflowers and the pines. Absolutely heavenly. Man, this thing is rickety. All right, well, it didn't fall in. That's good. From here, the incline increased rapidly as we began to make our way closer and closer to the lake. A lot of times these alpine lakes have one final climb, and then you kind of come up over a little bit of a saddle, and they're just kind of like sitting there. We'll see if that's the case with this one. Oh yeah, there she is. East Tensleep Lake rests at about 9,700 feet of elevation. It sits within a broad, glacially carved basin below the high peaks of the Bighorn Mountains, and can be used as a gateway into the Cloud Peak wilderness. It's not only a nice day hike, but also a prime spot to get out camping and, of course, fishing. Man, is this view outstanding. Seeing those mountains just towering above the lake, and then how you have the pines just sprinkled throughout the horizon line. Oh my gosh. It's pretty unbelievable. We're going to try to make our way over to the larger part of the lake, and that's where I think I'll put the boat in and do some paddling. This is the main part of the lake here. It really opens up the view to the wilderness area that lies beyond the shoreline. While Ellie was cooling off in the lake, I noticed somebody else taking a swim as well. He's most likely a little muskrat, definitely too small to be a beaver. I'm just going for a short little paddle out on the lake here. And while I do, Ellie will be relaxing here, safe and sound on the shoreline.
I think it's human nature to want to come up with words to be able to describe a situation or a feeling, but sometimes you just can't do that. I think this is one of those moments.
After spending some time just floating around out there, started to make my way back towards Ellie and the shoreline. All in all, our trek up to the lake was perfect. And even though we didn't technically make it into the wilderness, Ellie and I both left with smiles on our faces.
Well, howdy. Oh, he's not happy. I'm just gonna be driving by. No biggie. Madam, I see you're nursing. It's very cute. It really is. I'm just gonna go around. Just the other side. What do you think, El? Should we go around? I think we can do it. That was kind of cool, huh, Al? Well, anyways, guys, the day really got away from us. It's late afternoon, and so I don't think I'm gonna go do any more fishing today, but we are gonna make one more pit stop before heading back to the cabin.
There's a beautiful little chapel nestled in the forest here in the Bighorns. And it seemed like a perfect place to spend a few moments in prayer in honor of my dad, who recently just passed away. When we got back to the cabin, both Ellie and I were exhausted. And it felt nice to just sit and relax by the fire for a while. Alright, everybody, it is time to hit the hay. And I just want to say once again how much I love this little micro cabin. It's just like the perfect amount of space for what we need. The bed is super comfortable here. I just love how I've got room over there to get the coffee ready so it's good to go in the morning, and hang up my hat, and it's just awesome. But anyway, with that, I'm going to use this bed and get some shut-eye. We'll see you first thing in the morning. Good night. My gosh, I just literally woke up to like our trailer kind of rattling around. Just like a sound of, I don't know, something rattling around. And I'm like, is somebody messing with our cabin? And then all of a sudden, that cow just like poked its head around the corner. That is so funny. Hello. It's okay. How's everybody doing? Man, they are everywhere. have to let Ellie out. I don't think she's gonna run after him, but we'll see. Go potty, girl. Go potty. Good work. Can you believe this? Oh my gosh. All right, I think we're gonna get back in the cabin, get her some food, and get some coffee going. This trip was a really special one for me. You know, Wyoming was one of the places that my dad and I explored together all the time. I can't tell you all the memories I have driving through this beautiful state, listening to music or audio dramas on the radio. And so to be back here, enjoying a place that was so special to him, was incredibly healing and special to me as well. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for coming along. Man, oh man, every time we get up into the mountains, I just feel such a sense of peace, joy, and just rest for my soul. I love it here in Wyoming, and it's a place that I'll come back time and time again, Lord willing. I want to give a shout out to our patrons who generously donate to this channel, but to all of you who watch, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Thank you. You're the reason we get to do this, and I'm so grateful to be able to share these adventures with you. Now, I'll let you know we have one more adventure out here in Wyoming. We're headed to the north side of the Bighorn Mountains, which is an area that I haven't been in many, many years. So I'm really excited to get up there and continue this adventure. So make sure you come back next week for that. But in the meantime, I got to start tearing down this camp. We'll see you next week. God bless.